By the year 2000, we expect we would be in an unprecedented new climatic regime, different from anything in the recorded history of mankind.
We are over ready for a return of the ice.
Arctic cold and perpetual snow could turn most of the inhabitable portions of our planet into a polar desert.
We can say with confidence that we are currently heading toward another ice age.
It is due now anytime.
It's hard for me to imagine a more serious environmental issue.
The argument that we face some long, cold years is pretty convincing.
According to recent evidence, it could come sooner than anyone had expected.
By the year 2000.
One question we as a people need to decide is how we react when we hear warnings from the leading scientists in the world.
The world is heating up fast and we have ourselves to blame.
Global warming.
Global warming is real and we humans are almost certainly the cause.
A federal report today predicted possible catastrophic warming of the Earth by the 1990s with a strong climate change.
One scientist put the urgency of the greenhouse potential in biblical terms.
Books warn that the Earth is under fire. A suicidal planet's approaching a boiling point and a toxic burn. Children are frightened.
I worry. My mom worries.
The water might rise and it might flood the whole town.
We won't be able to survive for long.
We'll probably just drown and we'll die.
We'll all die.
The Earth is getting hotter.
I saw the Al Gore video.
This is Mount Kilimanjaro more than 30 years ago and more recently. And a friend of mine just came back from Kilimanjaro with a picture he took a couple months ago. Within the decade, there will be no more snows of Kilimanjaro. This is happening in Glacier National Park. Within 15 years, this will be the park formerly known as Glacier.
Glacier National Park removing those signs around the park stating all the glaciers would be melted by 2020.
A new scientific study shows that for the first time, they're finding polar bears that have actually drowned, swimming long distances, up to 60 miles, to find the ice. And they didn't find that before. Coral reefs all over the world, because of global warming, they end up like this. And all the fish species that depend on the coral reefs are also in jeopardy as a result.
Long-term monitoring by the Australian Institute of Marine Science shows the best coral growth since they've been monitoring it over the past 36 years.
Is it possible that we should prepare against other threats besides terrorists? Maybe we should be concerned about other problems as well.
Global warming is now, by anybody's measure, a crisis.
The debate's over. The science is agreed upon.
The climate is changing and fast. This is a life and death matter.
The debate is over and the science is in.
1,000 scientists.
2,000 scientists.
2,500 scientists say the globe is getting warmer and we are to blame.
We have Holocaust deniers, we have climate change deniers, and to be honest, I don't think there's a great deal of difference.
Deniers are confusing the issue and delaying solutions.
Good morning. The illusion of a debate has been purchased with millions of dollars a year.
The debate's over. The debate's over.
928 peer-reviewed articles, 0% disagreed with the consensus.
The scientific consensus is that it's real.
Well, there is no consensus in science. Science isn't a vote. Science is about facts. And if you get down to the hard, cold facts, there's no question about it. Climate change is not happening. There is no significant man-made global warming now. There hasn't been any in the past, and there's no reason to expect any in the future. After that I got on the air and got a chance to talk to your viewers. Hello, everybody. There is no global warming.
What I do wonder is when you see the government, when you see NASA, when you see other institutions say that 97% of climate scientists agree, do you think they're making it up?
97% of the scientific reports published support global warming. Why? Because those are the ones the government pays for, and that's where the money is.
Real simple, son.
But that doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't make it true. That only makes it bought and paid for. The money goes in circles.
I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to try to refute you on the facts.
That's the truth.
I'll simply
and so far, 31,000 scientists have signed a petition that says it is not valid, that my position is correct, And we'll keep battling, and we will prevail in time, but I don't know if we'll do it in my lifetime.
Each one of us is a cause of global warming. This is really not a political issue so much as a moral issue.
We can make choices to bring our individual carbon emissions to zero.
Carbon. First link in the chain of living things, chain of living things. The carbon atom is unique, for it alone combines with itself and other elements in millions of intricate structures to form the complex molecules of organic compound.
So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero. So we have to go from rapidly rising to falling and falling all the way to zero.
Carbon. First link in the chain of living things.
This is something that has to get to zero.
What gets us into trouble is not what we don't know, it's what we know for sure that just ain't so. So no wonder people are confused.
Not everybody can be a robot polisher.
Now hold on just a minute, I'm not done.
It's
That's
infinite.
what I was looking for. Yeah.
It's infinite because the earth makes oil. It isn't like the old days people said, oh, it's from dead dinosaurs. That's not from dead dinosaurs. Right. The earth produces the oil.
Like Mark Twain said, it's easier to fool someone than it is to convince them they've been fooled. Because if you convince them they've been fooled, it shocks their own intelligence. It shocks their esteem of themselves. When you fool someone, they don't feel stupid because they never know that they were duped. Get them to realize they've been fooled is to get them to admit that they were not as intelligent as they thought they were when they were making decisions, and it's very difficult.